Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very last-minute episode of the Ace Nectar here is the Stormcasting Podcast. I'm still Nectar, and he's still Ace. Ace, we weren't casting this until 7 minutes ago.
That's an over-exaggeration. It was less than that.
I think you're right, because it was about 56 when I made the call, so 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, but here we are. Always got to... I mean, we pick up some last-minute casts, and Ektar wants a coffee mug.
I do want a coffee mug. I could just get one in the NGS store. I should really have a Nightbot command for the NGS store in my chat, but I don't currently. But, you know, this way it's free for me, and I'm a huge fan of things that are free for me.
Yep, that is very true. Free things are nice.
And
let's see, where is... I don't actually have a link to the store.
Because I happen to be engaged to the storefront manager, we ordered a couple of things at cost, so there is already an NGS mug in my house. It's just not mine.
That is true. We are getting started here. We haven't even said the teams. It's Phoenix Rising Jade versus Lurk Patrol, which is why we picked it up at the last second. The coin toss was won by Lurk Patrol, I believe.
I believe as well.
Because they opt for first pick. They, Phoenix Rising Jade banned out Cursed Hollow and Sky Temple. Lurk Patrol banned out Alterac, Pass, and Towers of Doom. And we're here on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Thank you, Love, for dropping the link. Let's see if I can add that to a command.
I got ya. Ah, get wrecked.
Alrighty. And we are already starting the draft here as we have a first ban Nazebo getting tossed out by Lurk Patrol. Very current patch feeling kind of ban coming out there. He has jumped from a 44 win rate to I think something like a 53 win rate. So
yeah, and that's
about a 9% jump in win rate in one patch. So pretty sizable.
Yeah, 53.3 global right now, and that's good enough for 8th highest.
I don't know that he is overpowered, but people are definitely erring on the side of caution until that's determined. A spider build is strong, especially on a map like Tomb, where you can just get all the Naz stacks in the world, not ever have to worry about hitting that 175 mark by level 20.
Yep, spider build has a clean 54 plus win rate throughout, and Ektar, I don't know what it is about us, but this is now the 4th game we've casted where Vala is first pick. Can we tell the teams what like the patch that happened on Friday? It's clear that they know, but like, hello? Vala is good, but not amazing?
Vala is good, and I like her on this map because like she isn't the best wave clear, but it's very consistent. Like you have a W for every wave, which you can't say for every ranged attacker. I'm looking at you, Jaina. But, I mean, Gunny's got a preference.
Yeah, and it's not Vala. I know, Gunny. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have a lot of CC coming out here with Lumpico picking up Zool and bashing on the Uther. Now, we know a good chunk of these people on Phoenix Rising Jade here.
I am sorry to our friends over on Jade, because I know Lumpico's name, I know Dagny's name, and I know Miss Windabird is frequently in chat, but I don't know them particularly well as players. Do you... Bashing was a tank before, wasn't he?
Bashing played healer for Tickle Me Tassadar the season that they came in and crushed C West and all of our hopes and dreams. Not holding that against you, Bashing, by the way.
Okay.
Just putting out there, Lumpico, I believe, was on 10 armor back in the day. That's a very old team and thing, but I know he's been around for an extended amount of time, and less familiar with the others, but I think that's, you know, just... I think they've been around together for a while.
Yeah, I like the combination of Zool and Uther because it is a very easily reactable CC, but it's also very consistent coming out from the Zool, and Uther is incredible follow-up. But it's very likely that most of the time during the game, Zool will be chilling in bot lane. So maybe we don't see that coming out too often. Deckard did get a little bit of a buff, and if I recall correctly, Miss Windabird is a Deckard Kane stan. So I'm not terribly surprised to see that pick coming out. And Zul'jin, I feel like he's more present in NGS than he is in Storm League.
A lot of Zul'jin lately, and I'm genuinely unclear as to why here. So, let's see. On the side of Lurk Patrol, we've got a Varian blow-up comp into Uther.
I mean...
Good luck, Lurk Patrol.
It's not the worst case scenario, but it is definitely not the comp that you really want to be. It's not a comp you necessarily want against Uther, and the Dahaka pickup makes me think that makes it now more obvious that Zul is actually the main tank.
Main tank. Yeah, we did have Uther and Deckard picked up. We were kind of glossing over that among the other things. That is two traditional healers, so that's either main tank Zul / Uther.
I'm going to call it main tank Zul with double support.
Sounds good.
But that is a very hard comp to blow up anyone in. Like,
yep.
Deckard is really bad at saving people, but Uther's very good at it. So between the two, you have sustained healing coming out from the Uther. You've got the burst heal and heal prevention coming out from Uther. And man, these guys have good internet connections. We don't even get to Rabble beforehand. So for the first time tonight spawning in the Cyan, it is Phoenix Rising Jade with the Boomer playing Zul'jin. Ironic, because trolls live for thousands of years. Miss Windup Bird on the Deckard Kane. Bashing is on Uther. Lampico on Zul. And still in the Hall of the Storms is Dagny on Dahaka.
And on the right side of the map, in the orange trunks, we've got the Lurk Patrol dropping the taunts. There we go. We got you. Gunny on the Vala, High Def on the Gul'dan, Court Snort on the Stukov, Everhart on the Varian, and Harnock on the Imperius.
Checking out those level 1 talents, we do have heal build coming out from Uther, so not the main tank Uther typical build. We do have, I believe it's Recklessness coming out. That's the name? Yeah, coming out from the Zul'jin, which is very expected. Enhanced Agility is fun. We
didn't expect it here, but yeah.
We have the Sapphire coming up from Deckard Kane, so not going into the slightly bugged, I'll call it, not field study, Scroll of Identify. Good stab coming out there onto Dagny, and some good follow-up as well. That's a lot of damage coming out from a team with only 4 real heroes on it.
Yeah, Varian, absolutely not a hero till level 4. We do have Corruption build from Gul'dan, Brand on 1 from Imperius, Reactive on the Stukov, some engagement onto Zul, but not too much to be found, of course. Parry on the Varian, of course, and Q build coming out from the Vala.
Varian.
That's a good Carve-Out episode.
There's so many. All of the Protected by the Way episodes are just so funny.
They really are. Carve-Out does such a good job showing how frustratingly hilarious Protected by the Way is.
Also, how hilarious Johanna's D-Shield actually is.
Yeah.
So Lurk Patrol playing more aggressive than we saw in their previous series. I know it's only a minute and a half, but they've already made like 2 decently committed engagements, which they don't result in anything other than maybe taps and having to force some healing, but it results in taps and forcing them to heal. And as long as they're not taking a lot of damage back from that, I like to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Harnock wins 1v1 down in the bottom lane. That's going to be 7 gems burned out from the Dahaka there. So nice win there on the Imperius is going to give Lurk Patrol a real advantage if they want to try and find some siege damage and top, some possible turn-ins, or just a grab on the Bruisers. Especially now that we have Everhart picking up that taunt, their single target engage is substantially better. And especially in this 4 to just before 7 time frame, Lurk Patrol is going to be very strong compared to their contemporaries because the saving buttons on the side of Phoenix Rising Jade just don't exist yet. Yeah, specifically that Uther. And importantly, Zul doesn't have the health bar that some of the other heroes have. He gets blown up. That's a huge ruby, though. Yeah, that is. There's 12 gems on the floor, but nobody's going to be able to get to those. Nice 3-stack there as well, and Lurk Patrol with 2 good kills now, one in the offlane, one in the 4-man, and they have just on the precipice of having enough to turn in. Yeah, and this is just... It's kind of their game for the next 2 levels. Like, I don't want to over-exaggerate, but Varian is so strong until you get defensive cooldowns. Like, Ruby is a stupid amount of healing. Actually stupid amount of healing. A little bit of an uncoordinated engagement, but it still gets half a Lompico's health and more.
So, not even that bad. Yeah, Ruby is a stupid amount of healing, but if they're taunted, they can't go get it.
Yeah, specifically, Ruby throws everything out around the area. None, so they might, maybe one or two of the rubies might be able to connect onto a standing still target, but not nearly enough to make a save a vast majority of the time.
We do have this camp getting taken up in the bottom lane by the Boomer and Bashing. And with Dagny kind of covering, there's really nothing that Lurk Patrol can do to contest that. What they can do is try to get their own gems turned in, and that looks like exactly what's going to happen as Everheart gets the last couple in, and they do.
Yep, so first, turning goes over to Lurk Patrols. They pick up level 7. Phoenix Rising Jade, not far behind, though. Should be able to have it, yeah, right there, just in time for objective to come up. And Harnock going to have to deal with this camp in the bottom lane, so...
Did avoid the tongue drag there, at least.
Yeah, so now he can play more aggressive. And he has a wave clear talent in the Holy Fervor, which has been, I think, 1 or 2 patches ago been buffed, so it is quite the formidable wave clear talent now.
Yeah, Molten Armor gives you 2 cleaves every time that you cast it, so it's much stronger than it used to be. Because they didn't take anything away from it in giving it that buff.
Yep.
Top Web Weaver already cleared, Bot Web Weaver already cleared. Look for Lurk Patrol to try and find an engagement here, maybe onto Bashing, who did go into the Cleanse, not the Guardian of the Ancient King, so maybe one more of a reliable defensive talent, but not going to be up with as much uptime as Guardians, because that's just every heal.
Right. Yeah, I mean, as we were kind of talking about with the Brightwing into a variant comp yesterday, having that save on a shorter cooldown is a big deal. Brightwing was unable to make the saves work, so we'll have to see if a Cleanse from an Uther is going to do the same as Everheart. Looking to make an engage, possibly is going to get rooted. Silence Pool, though, from Court Snort is doing a great job of keeping everybody off of her, and was able to make a nice save there.
Yeah, look, there's going to be a lot of gems turned in. It's not going to be a full turn-in's worth of gems getting turned in on the side of Phoenix Rising Jade. They're looking to maybe force this, but I think they really kind of can't. Unless they find a kill out onto Harnock here, and they do get a nice root, but no significant follow-up.
Nope. Boomer does take a little bit of Q poke damage here. Oh, Gunny gets tongued. Is going to not have the vault available, and the counter engage was not there in time, so Phoenix Rising Jade goes ahead, grabs a DPS kill, gets a second one. Reactive Ballista Spores not quite enough to make the save. Harnock and Court Snort very low. Everhard going to get CC'd down, but oh, Zul'jin axes over the wall are actually going to kill Court Snort. So 3 kills and level 10 now picked up for Phoenix Rising Jade, and they can make a free turn it.
One thing that I noticed just before that engagement, we actually had Dagny rotate into top lane with that enhanced agility to pick up a couple of extra minion kills and then rotate back down. So that's one of the things that's contributing towards this XP differential that we're currently seeing. Obviously, the 3 kills to 2 is going to be part of that, but just a little bit better offlane soaking coming out from Phoenix Rising Jade, as there is a commitment to the Poison Nova that just missed. You hate to see that.
Yeah, Poison Nova, you just kind of assume hits, but
especially at that range.
Yeah, but Gunny, while rooted, apparently threaded the pixels to make that happen, so is going to walk out with his life. Very lucky for him. And now it's a 4-player push with Dahaka Burrow probably available here into the top lane, as Phoenix Rising Jade are marching down these towers and looking to turn their attention to the fort.
They are, and this Web Weaver's still more than half healthy, so they have the ability to push in, although if Gul'dan finishes the rotation up here, and they are on the way now, they might be able to make a defense, but no, the fort's falling too fast, so they will get this fort, which is about expected. Nice little Sapphire hit there, but not quite close enough to follow it into the root.
Yep. Harnock has taken 1 billion damage and is trying to port out Sneaky from Dahaka. Dahaka will watch him port away at the last second. So Harnock's 33 gems and life are spared for now. I wonder if this is going to be a Horrify engage onto this fort. Phoenix Rising Jade have overstayed their welcome here. Bashing is going to be the taunt target. Horrify does miss, but Bashing still blows up. Stay a while, and listen, not enough to peel everybody out. I think 20 gems were picked up, so not all was lost there, but good pickup there from Lurk Patrol.
So we got the 10s now in for both sides. We still don't have a heroic getting picked up by Dahaka. It's a little bit of an interesting movement. I wonder what he's waiting for. We also have the Divine Storm coming out from Uther, so it doesn't have the shield for the saving, but if he gets engaged upon and doesn't die, the turnaround engage is much stronger for it.
Yeah. It's the riskier talent, I'll say that. It is the riskier ultimate to pick up there, but it could be the bigger impact one. We will have to see.
I will say, based on the way that we've seen this game just progressing so far, I feel correct in calling it main tank Zool with double healer.
Yep.
Ooh, Gunny's going to get engaged on in a big way, and he has nothing that can possibly save him. Everheart goes in for a bit of an engagement. Court Snort looking for a disengage, a little bit of miscommunication there. Everheart did get hit with the Divine Storm, and it looks like they will fall. Court Snort popped the Reactive Ballista Spores to try and get them out of there. No one getting hit with the Stay a While, so a pretty decent disengage, but this Webweaver is not going to find a lot of value.
Yeah, and that gives Phoenix Rising Jade level 13 advantage. So they're up a little bit more than a level, and they're going to be able to clear these Webweavers out very easily. The only appreciable damage taking out the wall in bottom lane. And it looks like PRJ is just going to go ahead, possibly even just march down this mid fort and turn more of the damage onto Lurk Patrol for this objective phase.
Yeah, they're still up level 13, so even though Lurk Patrol's got 5 members up, they are behind, not only level-wise, but positionally, and I mean, their opponents have more buildings up than them. That's usually a pretty solid indicator of who's winning.
Yep, except on BOE sometimes. That's a real weird one. BOE is like the exact opposite.
Yeah, and Infernal Shrines as well, but that's just because whoever won the last teamfight is the one that's winning.
Yeah.
Ooh, Harlock, you better get away. Dagny can chase you the heck down with that enhanced agility, and don't even need to chase, they're just going to kind of find that engagement. Pops the Divine Armaments to try and stay alive. Ooh, Gunny in a bit of a rough spot. Does get stunned up, and no follow-up damage. Harlock went back in. He finds a lot of damage out onto Bashing, but just not quite enough burst. Almost, though. He's very close, but not quite the coordinated engagement that they really needed to get the damage in there. And that is going to be, looks like 3 kills to 0 going... Oh, 4 kills to 0, sorry, going over in favor of Phoenix Rising Jade.
Yeah, that's going to give them...
They have turn-in, but they're double healer. They could definitely boss before getting this turn-in, and I think that might be their plan.
Yeah, it sure does seem to be that way. They also have the world's plentiful gem cache, just over 100 before turning it in right there. So they do have 2 turn-ins available and boss, so they're going to go ahead and score a lot of potential siege damage here, and Lurk Patrol reset down to 0 gems after that.
Don't worry, the Boomer 444. No one saw you run into that boss stun at the start.
No. Nobody saw.
Could have been timed a little bit better, but you know what? It's hard to ever really complain about a boss turn.
Yeah, it is. Everheart gets engaged by the Sapphire. Virulent Reaction lands on the Deckard Cain. Getting my old healers mixed up. And Boss plus Webweavers are soon to be descending here in the top lane.
I like that Deckard Cain. Oh, big potential virulent reaction. Just missing, though. A nice engagement coming out from Harnock. Pops the Divine Armaments. Horrify is doing a really good job. But again, a little bit of counter synergy coming in with the Flailing Swipe means that no one ends up dying. Harnock the closest of all to do so, although a really good Spirit of Vengeance? Rain of Vengeance coming in for the disengage. Everheart is the first to fall, and Gunny takes a truckload of damage from that Poison Nova and is the second to fall here. Boss is down, but there's still about a half a Webweaver. I don't know if they should try to make the boss, if the ending call here, but if they find another kill, they certainly can.
Yeah, I mean, they have an entire extra Webweaver phase to make this happen, too. If they don't want to make the core call here, I think they just take mid, take bottom. Their waves are huge, but nonetheless, they're going to find a tongue onto Harnock. Court Snort and High Def both in compromised positions. Both of them will be taken out. And you know what? They can just walk to the core. Phoenix Rising Jade goes ahead and takes game 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Really well played.
Yeah, they
It felt
I
like
mean they
that.
had a very similar composition, it felt like it just didn't have the variant engaged to it.
It one of those games where it felt really even right up until it wasn't.
Yeah, until the 5-person wipe.
Yeah.
Uh and then it literally the game for all practical purposes ended there. Um Yeah, I mean the Zool, the variant blow up wasn't super successful. They found again 2 kills between and one in the variant between level 4 and 7. And then they found one additional kill, and from after 7, Phoenix Rising Jade just didn't let anybody die.
Yeah.
So
You definitely see what they were going for, but really well identified by the Jades getting into the double healer and just very tanky overall comp.
yeah, definitely the case there. Just put the Zul'jin to carry the damage, and sure enough, it does work out.
No one predicted this outcome, so just throwing points into the void.
Yep.
Alrighty. Get us onto that between game screen. I didn't really mention numbers because I don't feel like any of them are particularly noteworthy other than... Actually, there's one. 15,000 XP on Dagny. You love to see that kind of offlane soak.
You sure do. If there's one weakness to Imperius, it is exactly that. Offlaner to offlaner was 8,000 XP difference. Now that is a global on the winning team difference. So that's a little non-indicative, but still, that's a big difference there. And, Imperius doesn't have the greatest wave clear, even after 7, so can be a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, and I pointed it out once or twice, but Dagny was doing a really good job of just occasionally going and picking up extra XP instead of team fighting.
Yep. All right, Lurk Patrol goes ahead, picks map pick, and opts into Dragonshire. Shire.
Baggins.
So.
Oh, minus 10 points for Jake. Sorry to see that.
Big rip. Just minus 10. Somebody doesn't even get it. The wealth has just been deleted.
Yep.
From this universe.
Can't even make a capitalism joke. Government spending, that's what it is.
Oh, got it. Absolute destruction. Wait, the government spending is the exact opposite thing of capitalism, is it not?
Yeah, exactly. It's literally throwing money into a vacuum.
Nailed it. It is 1/3 of an absolutely nothing, though.
I worked on a submarine. We had some chairs that we had to sit on. They were particular sub-safe chairs. They were really uncomfortable and $10,000 each.
You know what? I bet the important part was the submarine safe part.
Yeah, they're just stupid chairs, though. They do not need that much over-engineering.
How do you know, Mr. Sub? Are you a chair engineer? No, you worked on the submarine. You take the chair and you deal with it. Can't believe it. This guy.
Yeah, I know, right?
Probably right.
Am I gonna have to swap the team sides?
You sure are, but there's a button for that.
There is a button for that. I'm so thankful that there's a button for that.
The original intent of the tool is to swap team sides. And then it became the entire casting tool that it is now. So thank you, teams in 2016 that swap sides, made Cavalier Guest so angry that I wrote a tool.
Thank you, Cavalier Guest, for getting angry.
I still miss
angry. I still miss the self-referential team names, such as the Red Team.
Yeah, those are always good. I mean, we're getting very close there. We're platform, and 4 of us are in plat again because we're skidding, feeling great.
Small complaint about your tool, Ace.
Yeah.
It correctly swaps the logos in OBS, but it doesn't swap them on the actual controller.
Correct. C# has issues, and I didn't feel like dealing with it. The answer is it has to deal with how it reads in files and if you close the connection to them or not. And it requires so much more work to just not have the file permanently open. So while the tool opens, like displays the logo, it actually accesses the file. So nothing else can read-write it. That also means it can't write to it, and it doesn't handle it. It was real bad. It took so long. It's really bad. So yeah, that's why it does that. Right, got it ready from this Wind-Up Bird and PRJ. I'm going to go ahead and drop the ready for a sector.
I appreciate it. I was linking a submarine chair.
There you go. Special purpose chair. Let's see, add one to cart.
Are you trying to see how much it costs?
Yeah, but it just says add. It doesn't add to cart. View your cart entries. That's just a link at the bottom. Quantity to... It doesn't tell me.
Oh my goodness.
Can't believe it.
You see, even purchasing it can't be easy, because it's assumed to go to the government.
That website is directly out of like somebody's... I practiced HTML in school and made a website.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, and they barely got a passing grade.
Yeah.
Leo
banned out first again, and you know what? That may just be Leo patch things.
Leo, he was always fine. I think he's actually probably quite strong now.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hero's profile agrees with me, but...
Let's go take a look. Hero's profile. Do you agree with Ektar? Hero, Lurk. Lurk is chilling at an above 50 win rate, probably close to 53 according to...
Yeah, and he had a 3% jump from the patch.
Dayton. That's pretty good. Yeah, Lurk's sitting just under 53 global. Can't filter that down too much or our sample size gets too low, but that's looking pretty good.
Plus, it looks like the Jades have done their homework in banning out one of Harnock's favorite heroes and one of Lurk Patrol's favorite damage dealers.
Yep. Meanwhile, Rexar and Johanna banned out here. Rexar good on point, and they have the Nazebo.
Oh, man. That's another one. Ms. Wind-Up Bird is the biggest Nazebo fan I've maybe ever seen.
That's impressive. I have seen some die-hard Nazebo fans. Emphasis on the die in our Storm League games.
Yeah, well, we haven't seen too many recently because they keep getting banned out, but 9% jump in win rate. I know LOL Storm League win rates, but at a certain point, numbers become significant, and I think you probably passed that around 5% jump.
Yeah, the increased win rate definitely is an important thing. But he started from a pretty poor spot. Is he OP? We might find out soon. I'd imagine he settles in the 55 range, which probably makes him a little bit on the edge of overtuned.
That also probably makes him the best he's ever been.
Also probably true.
So
what maybe when Vile was 150. That was pretty... That was an era.
I mean, even then, you still had to get to level 20. It doesn't...
Yeah.
Even if there wasn't a number of stacks requirements, I don't think that would have made as much of an impact on his win rate as the spider buffs. So we had a Mei and an Anduin get picked that we haven't mentioned yet.
Yeah, because we're talking about the Zebo.
Personally, I don't like Mei and Anduin together because Mei's engagement is a knockback, which means it's harder to combo into Light Bomb. But you can combo with Light Bomb on other things, most notably Ice Wall and Blizzard combos. And one of the things about Nazebo, to make him particularly effective, you really want to try and hit those single target spiders after 7. So if you can get a nice reliable CC into a Naz queue, only hitting the one target, that puts out a lot of damage.
Yep, it really does. I was chunked out by some Nazebo damage yesterday, and woo-wee! Man, dude, it's a lot of damage.
Yeah, also with the change to his level 1, if you hit with the jar hitbox, it slows, which is good enough by itself, but being slowed means you get hit by more spider ticks.
Yeah, I think that's where Blizzard might need to look at, because that synergy is kind of insane.
It's kind of nuts, and I love it, and please let me out of healer jail so I can play more Nazebo.
Look, if you want to be our Storm League Nazebo, you are allowed to be our Storm League Nazebo. I will go into healer jail.
Alright, I'm gonna have to save this cast locally afterwards so I have constant proof that you said that.
I'm fine with it. I don't want to play Nazebo. Now, you have to take it up with Gokwe if Gokwe plays Nazebo.
I see.
But I do not. I do not choose to play Nazebo.
So, Lurk Patrol are going for the we should never lose all of the points at one time comp, given that they have both Falstad and Brightwing. They can just decide to win top point at any point in the game. And there's definitely value in that. Like, you can just, if you lose top, you don't just instantly lose the objective now.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really important thing, and there's gank potential as well.
I would say his other signature hero, apart from Lurk, being the Artanis, which is just a strong pick on this map, because you do so much esportsing over that top point. On the other side, Cassia is just genuinely flexible and strong, and it seems like Dagny just kind of favors Dahaka. He doesn't tend to do incredibly in the 1v1, but he's pretty decent, and especially if they go into that enhanced agility, we could see him just going and double soaking.
Yeah, I mean, if he took it on Tomb, I can't imagine he wouldn't take it anywhere else, so...
Yeah.
Makes a bunch of sense there. Zoom good loads.
Alright, spawning on the left-hand side, this time in the Cyan trunks, because screw home and away teams, we have Lurk Patrol with Hidef playing the Gul'dan, Harnock playing the Artanis, Gunny on the Feed Steed, Everheart playing the Anubarak and Quartznort on Brightwing.
And on the right side of the map, in the orange trunks, we do have Phoenix Rising, Jade, Dagny, once again on the Dahaka, the Boomer on Cassia, Miss Windup Bird on her beloved Nazebo, Lampico on May, and Bashing on the Anduin, who is... the only thing we're going to tell you is how to run with scissors, you fool! Going aggressive again. God, I can't... Somebody get me out of this casting booth. But I mean,
unfortunately, I can't actually
say anything feel strongly about. It's that in Game 3.
Oh my goodness, Gunny is going into the W build, which I basically haven't seen since they nerfed it into the ground. I think they buffed it afterwards, but it's still so hard to finish.
Yeah, it is not a good build currently.
We'll have to see if he can make it work. If he can really like stick onto Dagny, although Dagny's the one stuck onto him, is going to get out of there, but does have to get a big old Brightwing heal to do so.
Yep, Gunny's going to get Ice Ball comboed in though, and that is going to be First Blood. Catching that rotation is Phoenix Rising Jade, and they're going to push Lurk Patrol off of at least half of that first wave experience in the bottom lane, as Lurk Patrol are going to have to take a very safe rotation.
They are, and we do see Dagny, in fact, doing that double soak, like mentioned. Didn't go into the enhanced agility, instead going for the enduring swarm, giving them a little bit more consistent team fight, but a lot less rotatability.
That's just an interesting one, because I would think you would take that into Gul'dan Vala as well.
Yeah.
That's just me.
So there was a very quick kill, but it's not that much in the XP department, looking like just less than 200 XP difference, so really not too much they're going to be able to find out of that. Bashing told me I had to comment on his build. I think that the... I like Lightwell as a talent. There is an argument to be made that it's not necessarily the talent you want against Anubarak, because he is a dive engage, and Lightwell doesn't give you incredible burst healing, but given the way that Lurk Patrol tend to play, which is not usually very engage heavy, Lightwell is incredible as a sustain talent.
Yep, definitely. I mean, it's better than the level 16 version of it for sustain.
Yes.
Like, the numbers are higher, and that's just kind of insane overall. Everheart goes on to point, then has to burrow on out as Harnock and Dagny continue to fight over top point, and very importantly, Gunny scuffling and getting some of this soak, or not scuffling and getting this soak in mid, and able to global wherever he needs to. So this is a very important part of Dragonshire's being able to just be flexible in these rotations.
Yeah, we do see Gunny and it's Lampico on the make, just kind of duking it out back and forth. And pretty much as expected, Harnock has had control of top point more or less the whole time. Gunny goes in for a nice engage onto Boomer 444, who does have to get pulled out. No Chimo Cleanse here. But that is going to give Lurk Patrol channel time for the first time in the bot lane this game. And we see Gunny making a rotation out already. If Everheart can take and hold this point, oh, but the top lane has already had it picked up, so no opportunity for an attempt to channel mid.
Yep, that is the case. Might be a very... I mean, as you said, Lurk Patrol should never be down both buttons without having some kind of defense in mid or planned rotation into top. So there really should be no reason that they lose this button for a very long time, but at the same time, they're not going to do a great job of taking these buttons, so...
At least not the bottom one.
Yeah.
And Dahaka really doesn't want to fight into Artanis, because every time that they fight, it just gets stronger and stronger for the Artanis.
Yep, and Harnock continues to rotate up top to try and make that happen. He does need to make sure to grab that soak in top, which is good. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, yeah, just a lot of scuffling going on, but nobody able to secure any kills because there's not reliable CC on the side of PRJ because the man gauge is difficult, and Lurk Patrol doesn't have the comp to really follow too hard on the Anub'arak immediately.
Yeah, we do see Harnock is going to go ahead and get the interrupt in top, and Gunny's got the interrupt mid, so a little bit of posturing, a little bit of damage, a little bit of stacking, but not finding anything super concrete there. Nice stun onto the Boomer 444, but not going to follow it up with the Burrow Charge if it were available.
Yep.
We do still have full lightning build coming out from Gunny. We have the auto attack and critical mist series of talents coming out from Court Snort, which if you're using your D often, just for healing, it can be pretty decent. Unfortunately, that is going to be a kill out onto the Anub'arak, which is the type of situation where PRJ can leverage their mana advantage to maybe try and get a turn in, although they're going to have to really commit to trying to get top.
Yeah, Miss Windup Bird also was completely out of mana and is opting to Hearth out of this rather than trying to push their advantage any further. Meanwhile, we do have Gunny stacking the W a little bit on the Mei whenever she rotates up into mid, so that is a source of some of these stacks and could be quite helpful, but again, it's just so hard to finish. High Def gets engaged upon. There's the follow-up damage. She is taken out as well. So a couple of kills going in favor of PRJ, and first camp of the game is going to be taken here for PRJ in the bottom siege.
I'm pretty sure there was already at least a camp taken on PRJ's side, if not one on both. Unfortunately, there was a trait activation available from the Brightwing, but just not coming out in time to save High Def there. We do have both of the mage types in mid lane working on getting soaked. Miss Windup Bird currently at 60 stacks. Really not what you want to see from this phase in the game. You want to be close to halfway done at level 10. 60, probably a good 20 or so fewer than they want at this point, but they've mostly not been rotating. Miss Windup Bird has spent the solid majority of this game in bottom lane, so really only getting one lane's worth of soak there. A lot of damage coming out onto Everheart, and a lot of damage onto Lompico, but not quite finding anything too substantial.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case, as bottom bruisers were picked up for PRJ. Lurk Patrol has been pinned down in this bottom lane the entire game here.
I think Gunny's looking for a rollover gust.
I think Gunny's looking for a rollover gust. Unfortunately, Gunny is being pinged for death. Orphi's going to come out and peel everybody away. Everheart's not going to be able to find the follow-up charge. So just one ult used, actually. Yeah. So not too much of a commitment. Is the gust still available? With
this now pair of camps that we're pushing, Lurk Patrol having kind of a hard time clearing it. Gunny looking for a gust, probably not quite finding it. Everheart goes in for a follow-up engage, but not finding the stun either. This does give the opportunity for Lurk Patrol to get some channel into the bottom point, but that's because they've had two of their contemporaries in the mid-top area taking that Bruiser camp, which is going to give them a nice little reprieve in top lane. Ooh, Gunny.
Gunny gets beat by spiders. That's a little bit of ankle nibblers there, going ahead and taking him out. Now, Lompico is going to go in. Ooh, dodges a stun. Anduin, though, is wrapped in a cocoon. Horfai not available. No follow-up capabilities, so Lurk Patrol not going to find anything off of that as Gargantuan has popped in the bottom lane to soak some tower shots.
Yeah, Gary really just allowing PRJ to push and get a little bit of damage. Ooh, a raw zombie wall is going to find High Def and Everheart. Everheart is barely getting saved there by Cortsort using that critical healing just for the healing. Gunny does get a flyover Gustin that will probably get a kill on into the Boomer 444. That is the first kill of this objective. Bashing in a really rough spot, damaging the members of Lurk Patrol, which means that he's going to start taking tower shots. The kill goes out onto Mei, and Bashing is low as well. Channel is available for PRJ. Bashing is going to try and hold it for just one more second, but no one quite in position. Miss Windupbird actually opting to Hearth instead of trying to get that channel instead, and that is going to be both buttons going over to Lurk Patrol. Actually, Harnock not opting to go into top button, preserving health on the wall instead for the time being.
Yeah, Brightwing went ahead and popped the Z down bottom, so wouldn't have been available to go up and help Harnock with should it happen. Gunny's going to get interrupted by Dagny, but is going to also get a lot of lightning channeling done there as the remaining members of Lurk Patrol invade the bottom camp. So
that was also an adaptation used.
Yep, there's the cocoon.
Someone channel.
That's going to give Anduin time to walk over and maybe get the save. Oh, it does give enough time to channel the DK. That's the big one. Lumpico gets a snowball cannon onto Harnock, who is going to be dragged and killed. Good little combo there. Is going to hurt this push, but not completely kill it.
Yeah, Lumpico making a really kind of randy rotation there. The kick away is actually going to save them. They're looking like they're going to be able to get away. High Def does get rooted. That was a really fast DK lifespan, as it were, as it got taken out very fast, taking a lot of damage from tower shots. Small optimization for any of you DK pilots out there. Any of these front walls, you can always position yourself to only take one of them shooting at you at a time. And, you know, taking half as much damage is way better than not doing that if you get that position.
Yeah, very important thing to do there. Lumpico coming along on a flank route a little. It doesn't have the snowball cannon available, but it's just going to threaten the space as Gunny, currently on the soaking duty, continuing into the W build, has 34 stacks, an actually fairly commendable amount so far, and does have the lightning rod cooldown now, which is a very important milestone to hit.
Yeah, at 30 strikes, you still very rarely, if ever, find yourself getting that full 100 stacks, which give you the death takedown resets, which used to be so very strong and the reason that you took the build. But getting the cooldown reduction is still very nice as well. We do have a pretty big push coming through the bottom lane. Gary's getting popped once again, and that should secure Doom for this bottom fort, as the members of Lurk Patrol are taking the Bruiser camp instead.
Yep, bottom fort will be taken out, so it gives the members of PRJ a lot of space in that bottom lane, and these objectives can now go much, much quicker should they find themselves in a position to threaten bottom, because Lurk Patrol just can't poke out as far.
Calling out Miss Windupbird for intentionally throwing the spiders to only hit the mage minion, making sure they get that Spirit of Eric here. Yeah, that's good enough of a pronunciation. Getting that Spirit of Eric here to get those extra 2 spiders, and killing the mage minion first, which does provide that 20 spell armor. Even during the camp take phase, Dagny burrows down and looking for the engagement, finds one onto Everheart. Will she be able to escape? She does get the unstoppable, but that's a lot of spiders, and unfortunate usage of Cocoon there.
A little bit of Death Rattle, hope this gets me out of here usage, is going to leave it down for about 25 seconds once she resurrects. Might not be the biggest steal in the world, but may matter. We'll have to see. Gunny actually finding himself on the outside of the wall. Good Cassia combo is going to deal a lot of damage. As soon as that wall goes down, though, you see Gunny already positioning for that fly over gust, or possibly the rollover gust. Gary doing a good job of... Oh, here comes a fly, actually. Into position. Gust is targeting the Boomer 444, is going to pick up a kill. Gunny, though, in a very compromised position, saved by the snowball cannon, I would say. But he's down and already down about half its health.
Ooh. I hope you're not dying too badly, computer. Pretty decent. Horrify is going to split the members. Gunny is a little bit split from the rest of the team, looking to try and make an engagement probably onto Lumpico. Harnock going to come down. May gets pulled out while in the ice block, and it's still a 5 versus 3 here in the bottom lane. Lumpico is looking like they're gonna go down. Gunny, do you have the barrel roll so that you can get over to Lompico and secure that kill? Lompico probably going to try and find a Hearth. Dragonite gets picked up, but nobody finds the sneaking Lompico. Looking like Waldo sneaking in above all the bushes there, trying to stay hidden.
Where's Mado? 2 out of 10. I'm going home.
Yeah,
Akhtar.
Yeah, it was a bad joke, and you tried to follow up on it, and I appreciate the attempt.
Did. You know what? That's what we do. We stick together. We commit to the engage. If it's a bad engage, you stick to it.
That's right.
I appreciate that. That's a mark of a team that is doing okay. Gunny walked forward to try and get a lightning rod. Is going to take a good chunk of damage for it. Everheart find herself in a zombie wall with a Dragonite. That's a scary place to be. As DK and the rest of the team are going to walk in on this bottom heap, and yeah, it has no health, so it's going to be paper. Now it's just time to not die for Lurk Patrol.
Yeah, I mean, it's time to not die for both of them at this point. Unfortunately, Everheart is not going to be able to do so. A huge amount of damage coming in from that Artanis ult. Horrify hits out onto a couple. The Boomer is maybe going to win the 1v1 against Gunny. Not quite. Neither one of them winning, although May is going to get taken out. Some fancy barrel roll action is saving Gunny. Harnock is deep into enemy territory, finding a huge blade dash over basically the entire team. The adaptation coming up, but not quite quick enough to save Dagny there. Good engagement coming up from Lurk Patrol, and they're trying to continue chasing, but they don't have a lot of either of the blue bars here. And it is looking very possibly like they could bleed out a couple of kills. Good Polymorph is going to get Gunny out of there, but High Def not quite so lucky. Harnock looking to try and follow up, but Courtsnort is going to get taken out as well. Harnock still in the enemy back line and has to leave, and I don't even know if he gets to.
He's got a fort in mid lane. He absolutely can. Gunny escaping on sub 15 hit points, barrel rolled in, and then when I don't have any mana, and then he was in trouble.
Yeah, Gunny escaped on the back of High Def and Courtsnort's hit points there. Harnock going in for a hell of an engage. Everheart is going to come in to try and follow it up as well. The Gust being used as an absolute necessity there. Really not a decision I would have made.
That is a bold stratagem, going in at a 10% hit points and going, I'm Artanis, I've got this, and then immediately exploding.
Alright, I mean, it's Artanis. He's got a shield and a dream for ire, and you know what? Not a lot else at that point.
Yeah, and Ire's already retaken, so...
Yeah, thank you, Probius.
Woo! Probius, the real hero of Ire.
Yeah, Bruiser Camp getting taken up here by Phoenix Rising Jade. They have now about a full level lead going towards level 20 as this objective phase is spawning, so Lurk Patrol going to need to be doing some really good ring around the rosy style maneuvers to make sure that their opponents can't rip a quick DK here.
Car, did you see the conversation in general for a short while about XP globes with Spazzo?
Yes.
Cool. We can't change the color, it's very sad. What also is, oh, nice defensive Fortify, gets 5, but it's not going to be enough to save High Def. That was a big zombie wall just hitting out. Courtsnort now in a bunch of trouble, is not going to, does find a blink heal target onto Harnock. Cocoon is onto Anduin, but swap is not timed with it enough to make the magic happen. So that's another free kill, or a bonus kill over to Phoenix Rising Jade as they have full map control. Gunny trying to play ring around the bottom shrine with Dahaka, but does end up getting tongued. The reinforcements are coming from both sides, but they're in greater numbers for Lurk Patrol. But I think the smaller number, very important one, is the level.
Yeah, pretty important difference there. We do have the channel going over to the Boomer 444, now renamed into Dragon Knight. And they are looking to just barrel through the bottom lane to try and just get a very early KO before their opponents can even hit level 20. I think Lurk Patrol will be able to hit level 20 before the game ends in almost any case, but Phoenix Rising Jade really looking for blood here.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough defense here. Everybody from Lurk Patrol needs to be fully prepared. Dragon Knight baited in just a little bit further. Artanis ult actually being used on the Dragon Knight, as well as the Gary Gargantuan can't actually hit the core from that position. Snowball Cannon lands for 2 on Gunny and Everheart. Kick is going to help a little bit relieve pressure. No wind tunnel yet, as it's not level 20. Gunny is first to be taken out, but the DK is next, so the defense may be able to be made.
Yeah, they're going to have to play kind of back, though. If this bouncy ball hits too many times, that could spell doom all by itself. Spiders are going to find High Def in the back, and I think that last kill might have been one too many, but just to make sure, let's find 2, 3 more, and that is going to be game and 2-0 victory going over in favor of Phoenix Rising Jade.
They played it well. I mean, they just constantly put pressure on Lurk Patrol and really couldn't. Lurk Patrol wasn't able to find any of the big kills outside of the flyover gust combos, which were rather strong, actually. But just wasn't able to make anything else happen outside of it.
Yo, report Miss Windup for not finishing stacks and having to go for upgraded Gargantuan instead.
But the way they're using it, I don't even mind. I mean, like, there's just throw under towers all the time.
Yeah. And you know what? It's better to pick upgraded Garg than to take Vile Infection and not finish it, but how are you going to not finish it on that map, though?
That's how. And you fight down lane, because it's pretty good. It's pretty good to, you know, just throw spiders and deal 1 billion damage. I assume that's you typing. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up that prediction, PRJ.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Somebody's stonking up. Grabbing 1600
Oh my
channel
goodness,
points
it's on the other
one.
side.
Hate to see it.
Alright, and we're doing the good old caster thing of finding someone for a post-game interview. Have the Boomer in Coin Toss Lobby 5. Hello, and congratulations on your 2-0 victory.
Thank you. How are you guys doing?
You know, I'm personally doing pretty well. I know that my teammates were maybe looking to do a VOD review this evening, so hopefully my captain isn't too mad at me for last minute picking this game up, but if he were, I think I'd have seen him in chat by now.
Yeah, I think at worst they'll get over it.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Phoenix Rising Jade seems to be doing rather well in D West right now. I think you're sitting right near the top of the standings, number 2 currently, if I remember correctly.
Before the match, yeah, we were second. We're four maps won, 1 map lost, I think.
Make it 6-1. So congratulations, you're currently sitting in first place, but also the only team with 3 games played. So
right, thank you.
You know, enjoy it. You know, hopefully y'all can stay on top. I know you've seen for you guys. So, you know, best of luck to y'all going forward.
Thank you. We were trying a few different things in the preseason, and we ended up on this kind of setup where we had Lumpico off-laning, and we moved him to tank and switched him with Dagny. And it's been working out really, really well. We're really, really happy about that. And I would like to think moving forward, there's nowhere to go but up for us. And, you know, obviously, even though we are the top right now, there's any of those teams can beat us without a shadow of a doubt. So we always got to be careful for those guys.
So looking around at your roster, I recognize most of the names, but I don't recognize most of them with each other. So how did this team coalesce going into Season 12?
In Season 11, both Windup and I were subbing for a couple different teams, and she approached me. She's like, "Hey, you know, I think we should both probably be a starting roster somewhere else." I'm like, "I agree. I think that'd be a good idea." So we ended up just kind of throwing out some free agent looking for teams, and picked up Bashing, and Lumpico and Dagny came in as a pair, and we joined Phoenix Rising. We wanted the coaching staff, and really it was just pure luck. We got it early enough in the off season that we picked up some really solid players, and we're really happy with our performance so far.
Very cool. You love to hear that kind of success story. All right, so
Definitely.
Game number 1 was that the kind of comp you were looking to go into the whole time, or did that adjust to what Lurk Patrol drafted? Because I don't think main tank Zool double healer Zul'jin is particularly common in the current meta.
Well, we wanted that comp the whole time. We played it week 1 against CCS. The only difference being that we got the Imperius, and it was quite successful. We got spiders then, and that was our game plan going in. I was a little nervous being the Zul'jin for the Stukov, Veri, and Vala. And I noticed the level 1 talents on Gul'dan and Vala being very bursty, them being E-build and Q-build respectfully. So it was definitely something we had to watch out for, but it in no way did it shake our team composition and draft strategy.
All right. I was thinking that possibly the second heal pickup might have been a response to the pretty early variant pick, but it's interesting to see that that was the plan from the start. So why the like main tank Zool then?
Since Lampico has been an offlane player, he is very comfortable on Zool. And that being said, the Uther, Deckard, and Zul'jin don't have the best wave clear. So picking up Zool as a main tank as opposed to maybe a Mei or a Johanna definitely warrants a better time in spiders than, you know, without a Zool or with a different main tank.
All right, makes a lot of sense. Ace, you have anything else for that game number 1?
No, I saw Miss Windup Bird just mention that the lurking arms were rather solid in game 1, and really, you know, y'all had a little bit like just a stumbling block right there at the level 4 to 7 area when Varian was online before the heals came on. But as soon as the Uther power spiked at level 7, and especially after 10, y'all really turned up the heat and did a nice job taking advantage of the plays.
Yeah, thank you. I also have to commend that Stukov. I had to rethink my positioning quite a bit whenever I stepped up to auto anybody, so very well done by that Stukov player.
All right, and then getting into game number 2, Lurk Patrol opting for the map pick, which gave you the first pick Nazebo. Can you in any way recreate how Miss Windup Bird sounded being able to first pick a Nazebo?
Yes, I can. Guys, Nazebo's open. Guys, I'm picking Nazebo. Guy, okay, I'm gonna pick. Okay, yep. Wind up. Go ahead, pick Nazebo.
That was impressive. I'm amazed there was that much delay, though.
Yeah, well, she is very excited to pick Nazebo, and it was like as soon as the second ban came out, I think they banned Johanna. She goes, "I'm insta locking this guy," and before that even came through, I already saw Nazebo locked. So it was definitely a very exciting moment for her.
So I just got a DM suggesting I should ask where you're playing right now.
I'm actually, my graphics card blew up on me last week, so
You do sound a bit echoey.
Yeah, I am in a very state-of-the-art, TM, state-of-the-art esports facility at my university, and I was lucky enough to be able to come in and play the match from this location.
I was expecting it to be way less of a cool answer. I was expecting like, your cafeteria or something.
Nope. Yeah, we're very fortunate to have a varsity esports program here. So
that's awesome.
If I may ask where, you don't have to if you don't want, but
I'm
curious.
Please dox yourself.
I will gladly dox. It's on my Twitch. It doesn't matter. I'm at Michigan Tech. So
very cool.
Cool. We're very happy to have this program here and have this opportunity.
Yeah. Do you know all what games your university plays? I know the university I went to and have graduated from has started up their esports program and is doing quite well. So we might see it at some point. You know what you're playing?
In the varsity level, we have a very, very solid Counter-Strike team and Rainbow Six team. We are also participating in League of Legends, Overwatch, Rocket League, and I think Smash, but don't quote me on that last one.
Smash Ultimate or Melee? This is important. Both. Ooh, good answer.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah, ours started up in 2016. I tried to do stuff for the Heroes team, and I I had no idea what I was undertaking, and they literally had to like pillage people off the League of Legends team because not enough people played Heroes. Oh, feels bad. But yeah, it's now grown. We've got all the games you mentioned there with like Call of Duty, Valorant, Fortnite. When did we pick that up? Anyway, so yeah, it's been pretty neat watching that grow. And I think a lot of esports programs around the nation at the university level, because of that ability to pull people together, is really a cool effort that's starting to happen.
Definitely, I agree. I'm glad to see it grow, and I'm glad to see it start to get recognition, not only by developers, but by pro leagues and by, people like ESL, people like Face It, really starting to embrace it.
Blizzard did it first with Heroes of the Dorm.
True.
I mean, they really were. Boy, did they. God, what a bummer.
They fumbled that one,
huh?
So, normally at some point I ask about, the second game, but we have gone pretty far afield from that style of interview at this point. So getting another, now a Twitch whisperer, telling me to ask you about Waffles. So tell me about Waffles.
I have to give a shout out to Waffles because the plan for me to play here only started probably about 8 hours ago. And I was just like, guys, I have this opportunity. I think I can play, but I just have to be out by, a certain time. And I'm not sure if I'll be able to play game 2, game 3, depending on how long those take. And I'm very delighted and very thankful for Waffles being able to stand by for us and be our e-sub if it did occur that I had to leave or I wouldn't be able to finish a game.
So is Waffles like one of your subs? Is he a Phoenix Rising person? Who is Waffles?
Waffles, I don't know. I haven't really been too involved in Discord recently. So Waffles to me is my savior and my hero. And so I would like to give the utmost respect and gratitude towards Waffles.
Whoever you are.
Whoever you are.
All right. I think that's all I've got for this interview. Ace, do you got anything else?
I got all of mine taken care of.
Alrighty, so back over to you for any non-Waffle related shoutouts that you want to give.
That's hard. Well, first I want to give a shout out to Michigan Tech for letting me use this. Thanks, guys. Second, to my team for putting up with my shenanigans, and definitely for you guys for casting this and being a part of it and really helping get more games on Twitch and get more HOTS going. And anyone watching now or over the VOD, thank you. We can't do this without you, and especially NGS for putting up with the league.
Believe me, if at any point we considered it putting up with, we wouldn't even be doing it. It's a great experience to be able to be a part of it.
Yeah, hard agree here.
All right, well, thank you. Congratulations once again on your 2-0 victory, and good luck in your series next week against Wood League Express, I believe, the other team currently at the top of the standings.
Thank you, guys. Should be a barn burner.
Spicy matches in B West. Or B West. D West. Add an extra little character.
All right.
See ya, GG's.
See ya, GG's.
Yep, GG's.
All right. Discord having a bit of an issue loading there, but we're back in casting lobby 2, our normal spot. Everyone calling Waffles MVP. I can't say I disagree, because without Waffles, it sounds like this match might not even have happened.
Yeah. Yep. Waffles with syrup, or you're crazy.
Yeah, drive waffles are just sad.
That's genuinely a horrifying prospect that that's even a question.
Check yourself, Lumpico.
Yeah.
All right. No other games currently casted, but there is a POV stream going on right now between Team Rainbow Strike Go and their opponents. I'm so sorry, I don't remember offhand. Knights That Go Bork. So we're gonna get that rated started up here in just a sec. Thank you everyone for coming by. We very rarely do back-to-back casting days, so don't expect this too much in the future, but definitely look to see us casting in the coming days and weeks throughout the series. Hopefully we don't burn out quite as hard as we did last series, and we can keep, maybe not this pace, but at least a respectable pace, work towards those nice NGS coffee mugs. And you know, if you want your own NGS coffee mug, but you don't want to put in the commitment to 30 casts, go ahead and check out the NGS storefront by typing !store in the chat.
Big rip to the second bot.
No one cares about stream elements.
True facts.
Alright, so we're going to get right on over to follow Robert of TRSG fame.